my name is Aishwarya and I'm from the MA Dev program and I'm in the second year. So for my Winterfield project, I did a project on the special education model in Kerala for students with visual impairments. So in Kerala, there's this unique model of education where children with visual impairments are put into special schools, which are also residential in nature, for a few years until the 7th standard, and then they put into regular high schools where they are expected to mingle with their sighted classmates as well. So in this whole model, I wanted to examine what are its merits and demerits of following this partial inclusion sort of a model, and is it actually useful, and what is it that the students face while they transition from this special education to inclusive setups. I was very curious about why is it that we still have special education, because the United Nations policy, our government's policy and everything talk about how inclusion is the best method, and yet we have special education. Why is that? So when I examined this in detail, I realized that special education is there primarily because of a lack of resources, both on the part of the parents and the children. I found that inclusion is very costly. So in an inclusive setup, the parent has to pay for the child to have instructions in braille, in use of a white cane and all that. And also, they also have to pay for a shadow teacher to be there in the class with the child. Most parents cannot afford this, so hence they prefer special education, because all these services come with education in a special school sort of a setup. And I was also very curious about this paradox that I found, which I still don't really have a solution for. So I found that primarily people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds avail of special education services. Their number is much greater in special education than other classes of people. But suppose I found this pretty unfair, because it's a bit unfair that people who are of better socioeconomic backgrounds can get away with going into an inclusive setup and paying for all the services that it comes with. However, it is people who are from a lower socioeconomic background who have to deal with this whole special education, putting their kids into a residential school and all those issues, and that primarily seems a little unfair to me. But if we say it's unfair and shut down all the special schools, what would happen to all these people? Would they really be accepted in regular schools just like that? Especially students coming from really far away places like villages close to tribal areas and everything. They would find it really hard to get admitted into regular schools near them. So this whole paradox is still kind of in my mind.